friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind God Updates and God Too, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Judge Frank Caprio gives a health update and has an emotional moment as he returns to court. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. In an Instagram post dated January 27th, 87-year-old Judge Frank Caprio gives a health update about his cancer diagnosis. The popular municipal court judge from Providence, Rhode Island, gained popularity for his compassion and kindness on the show Caught in Providence. December of last year, he updated his fans with the news that he'd been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. In his video, he asked people to pray for him, and that is what we have been doing. Prayers for strength and healing, and that the treatment will do what it needs to do to shrink the cancer cells. Receiving a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer can seem quite dim. According to the Mayo Clinic, pancreatic cancer can be a more difficult type of cancer because it is rarely found in its early stages. It doesn't tend to cause symptoms until after it has already spread to other organs. In Judge Frank Caprio's health update, he talks about receiving chemotherapy treatments every 2 weeks. It's not fun. Chemotherapy treatments are designed to kill the cancer diagnosis, and they do have an effect on you, he says. You know, it's a positive effect, and that it shrinks the cancer, but it's a negative effect that it doesn't make you feel good. The judge goes on to say that the chemo makes you tired and lethargic, and that he isn't in good shape for about 3 to 4 days after the treatment. Overall, he appears positive about the treatment and knows it has a job to do despite the side effects. It's a long journey. It's one that you have to fess up to. I'm not complaining about it. It's designed to save lives, and hopefully it will save my life, the judge says in the video. In addition to Judge Frank Caprio's health update, he posts about returning to the courtroom on Instagram. After 38 years as a judge, he has since retired, but he was called back into the courtroom for a very special reason. A friend of his, Shannon Wu, a practicing lawyer in China, had asked him to swear her in as a practicing American attorney. Since I left the court, there has been a piece of my heart missing, he says. As soon as I walked back into the courtroom for the first time, all those memories came back. It is encouraging to see him back in court, if only briefly. You can tell how much it warms his heart to be there, and how much he loves being a judge. He talks about how attorneys are advocates and in the business of helping others. We will pray for his cancer journey and that his treatments will help him fight the cancer, and that he will be able to continue to help others in any way he can. Behold, I will bring health and cure, and I will cure them, and will reveal to them the abundance of peace and truth. Jeremiah 33:6. Denzel Washington's marriage is still going strong after over 40 years, despite temptations. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. In an industry where temptations abound and long-lasting marriages are rare, two-time Academy Award winner Denzel Washington's marriage is perhaps his greatest success. Denzel Washington and his wife Pauletta Pearson married on June 25, 1983. And over 40 years later, their marriage reigns supreme in Hollywood and outside the entertainment capital of the world. Denzel and Pauletta met in 1977 on the set of Wilma. The two began dating, but Pauletta did not rush down the aisle with Denzel. Though the highly acclaimed actor may not have achieved his current movie day success by 1977, his good looks, charm, and talent were certainly evident. Still, Denzel had to ask Pauletta to be his bride, not once but 3 times. The two joked about the actor's 3 marriage proposals in a 2013 interview with Access Hollywood, revealing that Pauletta declined Denzel's first 2 proposals, finally saying yes on the 3rd. Denzel asked Pauletta, "It was 3 times. I know with age sometimes things go. The mind goes," she teased. "Why was it twice? Why would I have to ask again?" Denzel asked. Pauletta quipped back, "Because I said no." Mr. Washington's film resume is extensive, starring in dozens of movies including Philadelphia, The Equalizer, Man on Fire, Remember the Titans, Training Day, Courage Under Fire, and many more. Of course, success like that brings temptations, other women, and financial extravagances. However, Denzel and his bride have put family first to create an inevitable marriage and happy home. In an interview with People, Denzel shared that there were too many things he couldn't name just one thing that he appreciates about his wife, Pauletta. He said, "What pops into my head, security, food, a beautiful home, the difference between a house and a home, it's a big difference." He continued, "You can buy a house, but that doesn't make it a home. And not to say a man can't make a home, but my wife has made our home a home and raised these beautiful kids and protected them and sacrificed for them. She did the heavy lifting." Pauletta and Denzel have 4 grown children. John David, Kata, Olivia, and Malcolm have all embarked on careers in the entertainment business. And while Pauletta is also a talented actor and musician, having appeared in Beloved, Philadelphia, and She's Gotta Have It, she put her own career second to raising and supporting her family. Denzel once shared, "She has been the consistent one. She has given the daily religious instruction. She was the one taking them to school while I was out providing." Pauletta acknowledged that it's a team effort, saying, "It takes a lot of sacrifice on both parties' part." Denzel, 69, and Pauletta, 72, demonstrate profound respect for one another, neither taking credit for their success, instead recognizing the contributions of one another through their long and happy marriage. Over the years, the Crimson Tide star has stated, "You know, they say behind every great man, there's a great woman. Well, my wife is in front of me. I'm following her." Clearly, Denzel Washington and his wife Pauletta have solid and long-lasting marriage. While Mr. Washington's body of work is phenomenal, he and Pauletta recognize that their family is the most important legacy they will leave behind. They are both superstars in our book. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer and all the sexually immoral. Hebrews 13:4.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.